Tavi, 7 states in just 6 days? Are we crazy?
Hello and welcome back. We're Tessa and John. Last you saw us, we were finally leaving Atlanta to start our full-time adventures on the road. The plan is to navigate through 7 states in just 6 days as we make our way toward Colorado. We'll be traveling through Tennessee, Kentucky, Illinois, Missouri, and Kansas, hoping to discover some fascinating local history and maybe even some cryptids along the way.
Down one?
We start back at Cahokia River Brewing, an hour outside of Atlanta, Georgia.
Perfect.
After some final systems checks, we were ready for takeoff.
Can you pass me a radio?
We made sure to be extra careful pulling out of their parking lot since we're still pretty new at driving the rig with the Fiat as a toad.
Looking good.
Off to Nashville. Along the way we saw
Tennessee River Nickajack Lake.
It's one of those drives where you really start to feel the scale of the journey. After a long haul through Tennessee, we finally rolled into the heart of Music City. The weather was a bit gloomy, but we weren't going to let a little rain dampen our spirits. Because tonight we're heading to Church Street to experience a Nashville legend, Play Dance Bar. We visited in June 2024, a time when the energy here in Tennessee was electric, but also deeply defiant.
It's unbelievable that they would try to censor art, and they just continue to attack the LGBTQ plus community constantly.
Tennessee Governor Bill Lee has just signed a bill that would restrict drag performances.
Drag performances out in the open, like this one at Nashville Pride last year, will now be illegal in Tennessee.
They're banning anything that's in public that could be seen by someone who is underage. The first offense is a misdemeanor. The second offense is a felony, which means that you would lose your right to vote.
Despite the noise outside, these doors are a portal to a different Tennessee, one that's louder, prouder, and significantly better at eyeliner. Welcome to the show. Behold the Playmates. These performers are the absolute heart and soul of the Nashville scene. Drag is an incredible labor of love. Between the custom gowns, the wigs, and the hours in the makeup chair, it's a massive commitment. Look, if you find yourself in a room this good, don't just sit there like a tourist. Tip. Art is expensive. Those dollars are the fuel that keeps the engine running in a state that's been trying to drain the tank for years. But as we fast forward to today, that legal shield we felt in 2024 is gone. Day 2, and we are miles away from the neon glitter of Church Street. We pointed the rig northwest, heading deep into southern Illinois. This is Murphysboro, a quiet, tight-knit Midwestern town tucked into the edge of the Shawnee National Forest. It feels peaceful, picturesque even. But the deeper you drive into these back roads, you realize the trees aren't just dense, they're watching back. Even the dog knows the vibes are off. Sorry, had to check if you were still awake. Since the 1970s, this place has been the epicenter of something the locals call the Big Muddy Monster, an 8-foot-tall, 350-pound bipedal anomaly caked in river slime and matted white hair. Most cities scrub their weird history to keep the property values up, but Murphysboro puts the original 1970s police case files right on their official website. And the receipts are wild. They've got accounts from married couples hiding in cars, tracks in the silt, and a canine search unit whose trained German shepherd literally hid under a barn door rather than face what was outside. Personally, I'm with the cryptozoologists on this one. Americans have only been here for a couple of centuries, and yet we think we've cataloged every single anomaly hiding in the mud? Please. But this is an RV trip, which means when the sun goes down, you need a place to park. And thanks to our Harvest Host membership, we set up camp right at the source, Big Muddy Brewing. If you're gonna sit around waiting for a prehistoric ape to peel off the aluminum siding off your rig like a tin can, you might as well do it with a cold pint of something local, or a sample flight of 4. Even Toffee was welcome inside.
Hi, Rosie.
This region almost feels like a bridge between the ancient world and our own. We'll see what else is waiting for us at Cahokia tomorrow, provided that we get any sleep tonight. Ah, so spooky.
So stupid.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Paul Coleman. A number of congressional Democrats are putting their support behind Vice President Harris's new bid.
Wait a second. I got something over here. It looks like my gas thing is open. What's that?
He would leave the race. Congress returns today.
But I should find a place to pull over.
Democratic about Biden staying in embracing Harris.
I will look for a place to pull over. I don't have anywhere here for a while yet.
Morning. Illinois decided to greet us with a warning light. Yay! Which is super comforting when your entire house is currently moving at highway speeds. Nothing wakes you up faster than a tiny glowing symbol that could mean loose gas gap or financial ruin. After a minor panic attack and a quick tighten of the gas cap, we kept driving west. A few hours later, the landscape starts flattening out into this strange, quiet openness. Buried in the middle of it is one of the most important cities ever built north of Mexico, and most people have never heard of it. Let me introduce you to Cahokia Mounds UNESCO World Heritage Site, here in the American Bottom floodplain just across the river from St. Louis. Enormous earthen mounds rise out of the landscape like something ancient trying very hard not to be forgotten. Between 800 and 1600 AD, this place was the center of a vast indigenous city built by the people we now call the Mississippian culture. At its peak, Cahokia may have reached 15,000 people, roughly the size of London at the time. There were ceremonial plazas, sophisticated agriculture, and monumental construction carried out entirely by hand. For a long time, much of this history was forgotten. By the 1800s, huge sections were leveled out for beet farming, long before experts could grasp the magnitude of what was hidden beneath the soil. Unfortunately for us, we arrived during the kind of Midwest heat that makes me sweat like I'm auditioning for a role in a swamp monster documentary. And after years of renovations, the interpretive center was still closed. So, instead of thoughtfully absorbing history in an air-conditioned museum, we spent most of our time moving between tiny pockets of shade.
Okay, we can just stop here for a sec. It is very shady.
It's a little shady.
Toffee started panting almost immediately, so we got her back into the RV with the AC blasting before continuing to explore. And towering over it all is Monk's Mound. At its base, this thing swallows 14 acres of land, giving it a larger footprint than the Great Pyramid of Giza. Every ounce of this dirt was excavated with stone tools and hauled in 50-pound woven baskets over a period of 200 years. After climbing it in this humidity, I can confirm the ancient Cahokians were significantly tougher than we are. At the top, the ruling elite sat in a massive wooden complex, literally looking down on the rest of the Mississippi Valley. Today, the view looks out toward modern St. Louis, one city staring across the river from the memory of another. And despite how often this history gets framed in the past tense, the story didn't end here.
Today, the Osage and other indigenous nations trace their heritage back to Cahokia, carrying forward its deep knowledge and traditions.
One of the most important stories for us to always be telling about places like Cahokia is about the indigenous sciences that were there. To understand our place on Earth, to understand our relationship with the plants and animals, to understand how to best inhabit this space.
Another misconception is that the people of Cahokia simply vanished.
I hope the story that is told about Cahokia enables people to see that indigenous peoples did not just mysteriously disappear back into the earth from which they came, but in fact moved on for intentional and conscious reasons, but they continued to find ways to thrive into the future.
We came here expecting a roadside history stop, and instead, Cahokia feels like a quiet correction to our trip. that America didn't begin with colonies, railroads, or interstate exits. There were worlds here already, and somehow most of us grew up only hearing half the story. Next stop, Missouri, and ideally, fewer dashboard warning lights. We crossed into Missouri via the Stan Musial Veterans Memorial Bridge. With the massive white cables, it weirdly reminds me of the Humber Bay Arch Bridge back in Toronto. Tonight's landing spot is another Harvest Host location, perfectly positioned in the quiet stretch between St. Louis and the KC metro area. We pulled into Sunny Ridge Stables, a family-run horse motel, animal sanctuary, and rescue that breeds and trains German Shepherds for disabled vets.
Do they see me though?
It's a little oasis for these horses, chickens, and dogs, most of whom spent the evening trying to figure out if Toffee was a tiny dog or a small, snorting alien.
You are very cute. Toffee's like, can I smell their butt?
But we're tired from exploring Cahokia and need to get some good rest before driving tomorrow morning. Night.
Are you amused, Cahokia? Did we bring the entertainment?
Good morning from the farm.
Hi, Kevin.
How cute.
Toffee, I think you have a fan club. You're just so unique. They haven't seen a creature like you before.
As much as Toffee appreciated all the hospitality from the horsies, we had to hit the road again towards the great vastness of Kansas. We had a lot of driving to do today, but we wanted to stop in one place just outside of Kansas City in Topeka. This is Equality House, painted in full brilliant rainbow defiance directly across the street from notorious hate group, the Westboro Baptist Church. Along with Trans Pride painted Mott House next door, they represent the community's counter-activism. We can't park a Class C here for long, but some things are worth pulling over for. Final stop of the night wasn't too far away. We continued west on the I-70 till we reached our third Harvest Host, a craft brewery called Happy Basset Brewing. And yes, they are dog friendly.
Yes, you got that, didn't you? Oh, so good.
They actually have a whole dog park space in the back that I forgot to get any footage of. Sorry. That night they had a food truck that we grabbed burgers from before getting an early night. Alright, days 5 and 6 are short and sweet. We first stopped to get some quick groceries from Walmart.
Well, at least this is kind of cool. Taking the cart directly to the RV.
After stocking up our fridge with some fresh veggies, we got back on the road. Kansas is so big and flat.
Nothing really exciting happened other than getting our first shower since back in Atlanta.
Day 6, we were out early, eager to finally get out of Kansas. We stopped for lunch near some windmills and for a scenic spot for Toffee to pee. Crossing the state line into Colorado felt, well, suspiciously like Kansas 2.0, but our final Harvest Host is a working ranch called Whiskey Ridge Beef, tucked into the vastness of the Eastern Plains. The owner drove us down some washboard dirt roads to an open field with nothing and no one around for miles. Cue us acting like fools since no one is around for miles. It was a good time to get out and stretch our legs and get some fun B-roll of the RV. Mission accomplished. 7 states and 6 days later, the rig, the cats, and the pug officially survived the gauntlet. With the long haul out to Colorado now in our rearview mirror, the real adventure begins. Thanks for sticking with us through the madness. Until next time, keep it weird. On the next episode, we finally arrive in Manitou Springs, Colorado. We get higher than we've ever been at Pikes Peak, eat in a plane, explore the Garden of the Gods, and start to get kind of suspicious of Manitou cliff dwellings. See you next time.